At this very moment, my brothers, on this medical planet of ours, this Earth, more than 2 million species have already been discovered. Yes, 2 million. Plants and animals combined, over 20 lakh species. And remember, this is not the total number. These are only the ones we have identified. Among those millions, the human being is just one species, just one. Yet that one species is called the crown of creation. If we begin counting human, horse, cow, ant, bird, the list continues endlessly. Besides human beings, whatever you see around you, whether from animals or from plants, the known species already exceed 2 million. And scientists say something astonishing. There is not even a single square inch of this earth where no living organism exists. Not even 1 inch by 1 inch. There is no empty space, completely void of life. What we see with the naked eye is limited, but through a microscope, look at your own body. You will see bacteria, millions of them, living on your skin, moving, functioning, invisible to the eye, yet alive. Not even a hair's width of space exists without life. Now think about this. Insects alone. The number of insects on Earth is so vast that if every human being alive today was given 200 million insects each, yes, 200 million for every single person, and there are nearly 7 billion humans, multiply that. 200 million times 7 billion. The number becomes so enormous that it escapes imagination. Do you know? If a person counts 24 hours a day without sleep, it would take him nearly 25 to 30 years just to count 1 billion. There are 86,400 seconds in a day. Even if you count one number per second, it still takes decades to reach a billion. And yet we are speaking of numbers far beyond billions. 7 billion humans, each assigned 200 million insects. And this is just one category of creation. We have not even begun discussing the qualities Allah has placed inside each species. Let me give you one example, the dragonfly. Leave aside the human being for a moment. He is far more complex. This tiny creature, like a living helicopter in the air. Inside each of its compound eyes are nearly 25,000 lenses. 25,000, and it emerges from an egg smaller than the tip of a ballpoint pen. Can the combined forces of the heavens and the earth create such an egg? Chickens lay eggs, pigeons lay eggs. But can humanity create one egg from which a dragonfly emerges? Never. All creation combined cannot produce a single seed that grows by itself into life. If something cannot be done deliberately, how can it happen by accident? And the climax of this creation is the human being. If we speak about the human alone, we would need hours. Allah has given humans such qualities that even we ourselves are unaware of them. Tell me, if we don't even know the abilities inside our own bodies, how foolish would it be to claim, I placed these qualities in myself? Did our parents place them? Our parents themselves did not know these systems. Your heart beats approximately 100,000 times a day without a fuel pump, without refueling. 100,000 beats. And in doing so, it pumps nearly 10,000 liters of blood daily through your veins. Do you know the total length of blood vessels inside one human body? If stretched out, they could circle the earth. Nearly 100,000 kilometers of vessels, and blood flows through every one of them, carrying oxygen to each cell. And how many cells? Not thousands, not millions, not billions. Approximately 100 trillion cells inside every human being. 1 trillion equals 1,000 billion. Try to imagine it. Scientists say if you compare the number of leaves in entire forests, it still does not match the number of cells in your body. And a single cell, inside one cell, are systems so complex that to replicate it artificially, you would need space the size of New York City just to contain its machinery. Subhanallah. If a person truly reflects upon this, he would lose himself in awe. Now look upward. With telescopes today, discoveries are constantly made. According to scientific findings, there are hundreds of billions of galaxies. In just one galaxy, the Milky Way, there are over 300 billion suns, and our sun is just one of them. And this Milky Way is only one galaxy among perhaps hundreds of billions more. Scientists say, if you count all the grains of sand on the shores of Earth's oceans, the number of stars is even greater. Try to comprehend that. How do scientists calculate this? They measure a small area, count what exists there, and then multiply it across the whole, like calculating how many fruits fit in a basket by measuring one portion and multiplying. Even then, the estimates remain staggering. This topic alone is vast. I have spoken about it before, years ago, in lectures discussing who is Allah and who created God, refuting the claims of modern atheist thinkers such as Richard Dawkins and his book, The God Delusion. But that is another discussion. For now, just reflect. From the tiniest bacteria to the vastest galaxy, from a cell to a sun. Everything points toward design, order, precision, and a creator. That lecture, that gathering, is worth watching. And the third question people ask, who created God? Who created Allah? If you search this question on YouTube, you will find my detailed video addressing it. Almost 2 years ago, I recorded another lecture titled Religion and Modern Science. It is available with English subtitles as well. In that session, a Hindu brother challenged the Quran, questioning its scientific references. In response, I explained clearly. The Quran is not a textbook of science. It is a book of guidance. But when it speaks about physical phenomena of nature, it speaks in the language of reflection, not laboratory terminology. It must be understood through literary depth, not through forced scientific extraction. Whenever misunderstandings arose, I responded immediately. About a year ago, another issue was raised, a difficult scientific objection. I addressed that in detail as well. People often compare speakers, mentioning names like Dr. Zakir Naik. But the reality is this. Presenting truth is not about personalities. It is about clarity. It is about sincerity. It is about removing confusion, not about debating for applause. When the discovery of black holes became widely discussed 8 to 10 years ago, I recorded a lecture on that topic as well. If you search Engineer Muhammad Ali Mirza, along with science-related topics, you will find those lectures. But today, my favorite subject remains the same, reflection. I could speak for hours on creation, on existence, on intelligence, on consciousness. But let us return to the Quranic perspective. Allah says, in the creation of the heavens and the earth, and in the alternation of night and day, are signs. Now think about night and day. Today, science classrooms teach us these realities. But centuries ago, people did not even know that Earth was moving. There are 3 major motions of the Earth. First, at the equator, the Earth rotates at nearly half a kilometer per second, half a kilometer every second. Because of this rotation, we experience day and night in 24 hours. Second, the Earth revolves around the Sun at nearly 30 kilometers per second, 30 kilometers every second. A bullet travels roughly half a kilometer per second. The Earth moves 60 times faster than that around the Sun. And because of this motion, we complete a year in 365 days. But the third motion is even more astonishing. Our entire solar system, along with the Sun, is moving through space at tremendous speed toward a specific direction in the galaxy. Now consider light. The speed of light is 300,000 kilometers per second. In 1 second, light can circle the Earth about 7 times, 7 complete rotations around the planet. In 1 second, when light travels for 1 year, that distance is called a light year. Try to imagine that scale. Then ask yourself, the one who created these stars, these galaxies, this speed, this precision, who is he? Recently, renowned scholars such as Wahiduddin Khan have written books like The God Arises, arguing that modern scientific discoveries are not weakening faith, they are strengthening it. Today, discussions are happening about DNA, about genes, about reproduction. The deeper science goes, the more astonishing creation becomes. Scientists say the universe is so finely tuned that if its constants were altered even slightly, life would not exist. It is like balancing something on the tip of a needle. One tiny disturbance and everything collapses. The balance of the cosmos is far more precise than that. Now reflect on the Quran. For 14 centuries, its commentary has continued. Scholars have written hundreds of tafsir works, and they will continue writing because this book never becomes outdated. Why? Because it does not merely discuss tools, it addresses the human being. Human nature has not changed in 10,000 years. Desires, fears, family, parents, children, relationships, how to live, how to remain moral, how to please Allah. These realities never expire. Technology becomes outdated. Landline phones disappear. Mobile phones replace them. New inventions come and go, but the human heart remains the same. That is why the Quran never becomes old. Every time you read it, it feels contemporary, as if it is speaking today, and the core message remains: there is no God but Allah, pure oneness, no partners. Reflection upon creation leads to recognition. Recognition leads to humility, and humility leads to submission.